be on the left side of the bus, finished in 2012. So 11 years ago we finished the 6th bridge over the Sava River. On the right side of the bridge you are going to see the big complex of the new buildings called the Belgrade Waterfront. Well, I'm not going to talk a lot about Belgrade Waterfront. My opinion and opinion of all the normal people living in this world is that that's the most ugly thing built in Belgrade ever. And it's just the money laundering project of our dictator. I can tell you this before Ivana comes to the car. I don't know her opinion, but I can tell you now. So it's a money laundering around Balkans. One Israel journalist that found out how the money is laundered with this project was banned for entering Serbia forever, and she published her work in The Guardian and the New York Times, but it looks like the Western powers have some interest in money laundering here also, because it was all covered up. But let's say our military industry is exporting illegally weapons to the private firms linked to our dictator. His friends and family are taking the weapons from our weapons factories for free, taking them illegally to Saudi Arabia. Then Saudi Arabia brings that weapons to ISIS or terrorists around the world, and then Arabian investors are bringing their money, making buildings here and giving the apartments for free to the president and his family and friends. And then if you are any entrepreneur around Serbia, if you're in the private sector, if you want to do business on the public, with the public works, you are blackmailed to keep your business to buy apartment here from your profit. Huge money laundering idea. We can talk about that more in next 3 days. Belgrade Waterfront. It's so ugly that it doesn't belong here. No urbanism, no projects. It's just randomly throwing the buildings. And this whole area was meant to be a big park with the Belgrade Opera House, but I'll tell you that in next 3 days in details. On the left side of the car you have 2 railway bridges. The old one, very old one, is the oldest railway connection between the Central Europe and the Middle East, made in 1884. When this small bridge was made, the first connection was possible with the railway from Central Europe to Middle East, and Orient Express, the famous train from Paris to Istanbul, started servicing over the Sava River through Belgrade. The bridge with 2 towers on the left is the new railway bridge, built in the 80s. The pylon bridge on the left is the newest one. On the right side, there are 2 more bridges, but we can talk about them when we get to the fortress. We are going to have a nice view on the green one and blue one from the fortress. This is the orange one, the highway bridge. We named this bridge the Gazelle because when it was finished in the 70s, it was the landmark of Belgrade and the monument to the peak of the communist Yugoslavia civil engineering, with its elegant shape like gazelle jumping over the Sava River. That's why we call it the Gazelle. Now we are on the new Belgrade area, the completely constructed area after the Second World War. Yugoslavia, Kingdom of Yugoslavia, entered the Second World War. We emerged as a communist Yugoslavia after the Second World War because Red Army liberated us. So we got a communist government which wanted to move most of the people from rural areas to the city centers, and they made a new municipality on this side of the river, clearing the forests and swamps. So before the Second World War, all this area was just forests and swamps. And then communists cleared the swamps, cut the forests, and made these concrete skyscrapers as a big urban residential blocks. And well, that's when the population of Belgrade exploded after the Second World War.
Good morning.